Susan George had big eyes.
She was in the Stroll Dogs with Dustin Hoffman.
There you go. Oh,
Remember
wow.
that one?
What a good. Hoffman, it's just so sad that Dustin Hoffman gets such bad press for his I guess it's hard to get along with him. He is a crazy good actor, and he got so many good roles. I mean, he got roles that you're glad he got because he was willing to do what other actors just weren't. I mean, I still remember The Graduate. He was a badass. Yeah. He was a total badass in The Graduate. That was a beautifully acted, no pun intended, but that was a seminal film, right?
I think back in the day, Susan George dated Jack Jones. Love, exciting and new.
Jack Jones, the Love Boat. The Love Boat theme.
I've been expecting you.
And Jack Jones, my mom had a Jack Jones album. There was a Jack Jones album.
Yes, I think they all did. Andy Williams. Did you have an Al Martino album through your mom?
Come on, of course. Can't get used to losing you no matter what I try to do. Gonna spend my whole life through bump, loving you. I was Al Martino. She had all the Al Martino records. She had Jack Jones. She had Perry Como. She had Andy Williams. Come on, baby.
All those names I rattled off the other day, so to still fear, I forgot Al Martino. Johnny Fontaine, how can you forget him? Right?
Johnny Fontaine, Godfather. What am I going to do? They start shooting the movie night. The first thing you can do is you can act like a man. You can act.
Yes.
You spend time with your family? Yes, Godfather. Because a man who does not spend time with his family is not a man. Oh, don't start me. I could do the whole. That would be fun one day. Hey, I bet you nobody's done that. How about one day? Honest to God, we do it on a weekend. We plan it out, and we do the whole Godfather. We just go back and forth. We just do the lines straight off the screenplay. We don't care. We just take our time. If we got to rev up, we do our speeches. I think that would be hilarious. I don't think anyone has ever acted out the Godfather voice only. Oh, that would be so much fun. You can act like a man. Sonny, your old man's looking for you. Yeah, I'll be right there. Michael, who's that man over there? Oh, that guy? That's Luca Brasi. Why is he talking to himself, Michael? It's a long story, Kay. Oh, God.
They kept, James Caan always said he kept getting invites from the Italian, these Italian groups to make him Italian of the Year. He doesn't tell him he was Irish,
Who's
I'm
this?
not Italian,
Who's this? Who's this?
James Caan.
James Caan, and James Caan is Jewish. I don't know if he's
Jewish.
Irish.
That's Jewish. That's
what sold him.
Yeah.
He's got that curly hair. He wore he looked. If there was ever a Corleone, right? If there was ever a Santino, the one that I read in the book, I'll never forget reading the book, hiding it from my mom. I didn't want my mom to know I was reading The Godfather because all the sex.
Oh.
Yeah, but I was reading that book all summer, and I remember having images of Sonny.
Jewish,
Right. While I'm reading the book, I see Sonny always in a white dinner jacket with the tie off, ready to fight. Always ready to have a bar fight in a wedding type of jacket. And then it's James Caan. And then James Caan puts that beating down in the next to the apartment building where he's beating up
Johnny
his brother.
Russo, that was the actor. Johnny Russo.
He just passed away. He had a beautiful...
Really?
About a year and a half ago, all of show business apparently liked this guy. He must
my.
So people just, how nice it was. So he is gone. Caan is still with us, so Caan still works.
Yes, pops up. He looks good, too, whatever he had done to himself. He doesn't look bad for...
He's always good. Caan I always bought him as a corrupt superior in his later career. And if he was the CIA boss and he was corrupt and he was making the agents do his bidding, he's very good as a villain. I love him.
Here's a movie I don't want to... It's based on the Jimmy Breslin book, The Gang That Couldn't Shoot Straight. My mom thought that was one of the funniest movies she ever saw. The gang that couldn't shoot.
You know, I
There's
remember
a movie.
I remember seeing the trailer. I don't think I would have gone to it because it came out when I was already too serious. I was probably like 13, and I was
This has
very heavy into
comedy
the world. Yeah.
tones to it. Where it's got a young Robert De Niro in it, Richard Castellano, Hervé Villachez.
Wow.
Now you're interested, aren't you?
All the way. All the way. Wow, that's all you had to say now. So young De Niro, Hervé Villachez, and who's the third one you mentioned?
Hervé Villachez.
That's it. He's it's the plane boss from Fantasy Island.
There's a scene where I think it's Hervé. He's trying to put 38 bullets into a 22 gun with a hammer.
Nice.
My mom thought that was the funniest thing. You know?
Nice. He had quite a career, that little dude. You must really admire his hustle. He got himself around and cast. Now, of course, he was kind of decadent, and toward the end, it was a little embarrassing. But put that aside. That's after he showed up. He got himself work. He got himself paid. You got to hand it to that guy. He was a.
I think he was. Excuse me. I think he was kind of well known in the art world. He was kind of an artist. He was a painter.
Look at you.
I mean,
didn't even know that.
He was a bright guy, but his form of dwarfism. I don't know if you've seen any of his biographies. His internal organs were normal size inside his tiny brain.
Okay, all right, wow. Yeah, I got you. Huh?
He was always in pain, But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll tell you what.
Wow.
You had to admire how he came on the scene, and he maximized his moment. He was on everything. You turn right. He was on all the variety shows. He was on Carson. Yes. He really did it like you're supposed to do it. And I don't know his total career in show business. Maybe that we know. He was famous. Maybe 10 years. Maybe.
Yeah. I think Gang Couldn't Shoot Straight was 1970. I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh.
All right, so
it's worth a couple of laughs.
I meant to ask you. You gave me the title of it, but I want to keep harping on this film because I want to see it. It's the one about the women from Hell's Kitchen.
The Kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get to that. I promised myself the Tuesday. I didn't do Tuesday. I'm not going to be able to do Tuesdays. I think until. Maybe another couple of months of the studio and all the stuff I do now. The other day we got workmen in here, and there's a lot going on besides me doing the show. Once it's me only doing the show, I will religiously hit that movie theater on $5 Tuesday. You can't miss. What else is out now? Anything come out this weekend that looks good?
I think it's the end of summer doldrums. There's no more blockbusters we're going into the fall where the quote-unquote serious movies come out, The Oscar-worthy movies, they call them. This is Oscar season coming up. So, I don't know, but...
my thing about Oscar season is like this, okay? I would love it if they would, between now and January, give us a bunch. But to me, it always feels like Oscar season is the week before New Year's. Everything hits on Christmas, and it has to be released in this calendar year in order to qualify for Oscar.
Right.
So I wish they would say, you know what, guys, why don't you go every week now for the next 13 weeks? I'll show you 13 Oscar-worthy movies. I would make that deal, It's probably 13 weeks till the end of the year, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever. What about television? Now, you know what? I want to say a quick hello. Do you hang around with any musicians?
Occasionally.
You like me? I love musicians. I've always had a thing for musicians. It's a good crowd. Even when I don't know what they play, it doesn't matter. Hanging with the musicians, hanging out with the band, always, to me, in show business, one of the cool things to do.
I met David Bromberg once. That rings a bell.
No, what does he do?
Oh, he played with Bob Dylan. He had his own band in the late 70s. He's a singer-songwriter type guy. He let me see. He had his how can I put this politely? He was picking his nose, and I went up to him and was gonna. I recognized him, but anyway, and then he wanted to shake my hand with that hand, and I did. Brush with show business, huh? Brush show business. Oh my! Oh goodness! So
all right. So
my
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask you. What do you? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, a young lady. Actually, she was older than me, but I'll call her a young lady. She owned a country western bar up in the northern part of the state of Delaware, and I met Tim McGraw and several other country luminaries from that era when they played at the bar.
I love, when I was a kid, I loved country. And I don't know how I missed, people really love Garth Brooks and Tim McGraw. And these guys are institutions. And you know what? I look for, there's going to be a day when, just like all other forms of music, I'm just going to finally say, you know what I'm in the mood for? I'm going to go buy like 12 albums and go in all the way on these guys. And gals, too. There's a couple of great singer-songwriter gals. But I am as for somebody who loves music, I always embarrass myself with how little I know about country compared to jazz and rock and this and that. Even classical, I started to get into a couple of years ago. But I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad you mentioned it. 'Cause I like to be shamed in public like this because it moves my ass. Come on, how could you not know who Tim McGraw is? You're supposed to be Mr. Talk Radio, but I don't. Anyway, what was I going to ask you? I had something. Oh, yeah. So about the musician thing, okay? Reason I ask you, I talk all the time on the show about being in a band, loving bands, what kind of bands I like, Greta Van Fleet now, Led Zeppelin. I'll talk about this all the time. Love it. So, so the other day, I'm on Facebook, and our neighborhood was teeming with musicians. I have bumped into yet another one. But wait till you hear this. I used to sit next to this girl, Helen Sinan. And I sat next to her because alphabetically, she's an S, I'm a T, and they sat us in alphabetical order. So, in other words, her row and my row, side by side, about 5 or 7 kids away. And she was so smart, Tom. It was unbelievable. Like, even if you get a 97 on an exam, she got 100. If you got 100, she got 102 for extra credit. She was unbelievable, but she was soft-spoken, and you would never know this. Like, she would not ask a lot of questions in class. If she got called on, she would know the answer, but you wouldn't hear from her. Very pleasant. Smiles a lot as a kid, not antagonistic at all, would come through with these amazing grades. And then when we got closer to 8th grade, she was going to go on to some good high school, just a terrific academic, but also just a nice girl, like please, may I, thank you kind of kid. All right, so she did have a kid brother. I do remember that she had a kid brother. I had no idea that her kid brother was also, that there was another budding group of musicians a half a block from my house. Everybody lived within 2-block radius of our school. And on Facebook, this guy hits me up. He's still a guitarist. He's still in a band. I can't tell you how exciting this is. Yet again, we were not the worst neighborhood in the Bronx. People go, how bad is it? Was tough. We were poor. But our parents eked out this money to put us in this little Catholic school. And this Catholic school with the nuns turned out so many disciplined. I mean, if you're going to be a musician your whole life, you have to be a disciplined person. You have to practice. You have to get good at that thing. So when a guy is literally a year or so behind me in elementary school, now we're shaking hands on Facebook, and I know his guitar playing partners older sister. This kind of stuff blows me away. Did you have like artsy fartsy kids around when you were a kid that in bands and doing that kind of stuff? Did you have athletes? What kind of kids were there around you when you were a kid?
You got. I could fit into 2 or 3 different groups of kids if I felt like it. Depends. But because of what mood I was in. But
What were the groups that were happening, though? We had big-time sports. Like, if you were a Yankees fan, there were some kids, man, with the hat on every day. They were sad if you lost, if Mickey Mantle got hurt. They were dyed in the wool. Then you had the Beatles crowd, Horgan, etc. Dyed in the wool. This is it. We are doing this. Then you had the like Army kids. They always wanted to play Army. They wanted to climb stuff. They wanted to jump off of. So we would have those 3 passions floating in our neighborhood on any given day. That's what the kids are doing.
Okay. Gosh. Who else? Okay. Well. I grew up with kids that took drugs, kids that didn't take drugs. I could fit into the jocks. Some of them like me, some did, whatever.
Right. They used to go, are you a jock? They used to say this phrase, a little bit before me, older kids were saying this. Are you a jock or are you a greaser?
Oh.
Jock?
Me?
No, not you. I'm saying back in the day, they would say to one another, are you a jockey or a greaser? What are you? And the guy would say, what do you mean on both? I played stickball yesterday. Yeah, well, you're going to have to decide. You're either a jock, you stay with these guys, or you're a greaser. You stay with us. And it was very intense. It broke down when we got older, but ahead of us, kids that were 4 or 5 years old, it was a big deal.
You were a city kid. I was a suburban kid. We had the Army jackets and the jean jackets that had Aerosmith written on the back. That was my lifestyle. You had that, we were suburban kids, But suburban kids, yeah.
My friend Dino had the jacket you just talked about because his brother went to Vietnam. Brother came back from Vietnam. So Dino wore that jacket like he wore it like an anti-war. In other words, like, he would, when the war is unpopular, he's wearing it, and then, very controversial in school. They made him stop wearing it. They brought him to the principal, and he never got in trouble. Dino never raised his voice. He's a very good kid. But the jacket.
Okay. Wasn't Dion DiMucci's from the Bronx, right?
Say that again.
Am I right?
Say that again.
Dion DiMucci, he was from the Bronx,
right, exactly. Dion and the Belmont.
Okay, all right, yeah, I know him.
Now, they're a little better off than we are. Where the kids that live on Belmont Avenue, that's the name of the band, Dion and the Belmont.
Yeah.
They got a little more dough, a little more scratch. Also, that was the real Italian, don't even look at us cross-eyed neighborhood. If you don't even look at us funny. You look at us funny, everybody gets up and says, what are you looking at? Wait, now, what's the matter now? You got a problem here with what you see? You don't like what? Yeah, those guys.
We haven't mentioned this movie yet, Bronx Tale. You're going to start getting all sentimental, aren't you?
I can't tell you the bus rides that I had when I was a little kid, just like that movie, except it wasn't my dad. But you sat right near the bus driver, and you talked to the bus driver, and the bus driver was a safety. It made you feel safe as a kid when you're going through the rough neighborhood. You sat a little closer to the bus driver. Absolutely, love Bronx Tale. It's
My dad liked that movie too. Cover his face. I don't want his face looking at my dice,
Right. That's it. Absolutely. And the mother, the way all of her reactions, drying her hands on the apron, opening the door 1/3 to find out all of this was a beautiful portrayal of that's the thing. This informs all the topics that I talk about. Those days we found real love, joy, a family, safety. It was a bad world. It was a murderous world. It was a horrible things could happen to people on the news. But we saw the world differently. We didn't see ourselves as victims in a barrel that were being owned by somebody up there. The rich are pulling the string. Back to The Godfather. I didn't want to be, I didn't want you to be dancing on the string for some powerful senator. I wanted you to be Senator Corleone, Governor Corleone. I don't want you dancing on a string. This was the way we saw life. You don't want to be, no matter how poor you are, you're not going to say, oh, because I'm poor, I have to dance. I'm not dancing. You can tell me I'm poor. You can keep me out of a job. You don't want to hire me. I'll go somewhere else. But you are not, in those days, the feeling, you are not going to determine who I am. You don't get to say what happens to me. I don't say, oh, I have no choice. It must go a certain way. We're not like that. We did not believe that the past was prologue ever. Because if it was, we were finished. Then we had nothing. As white as we were, privileged, whatever you want to call us, we were going to get nothing if it was past as prologue. If we were just going to get what our parents got, if it was just going to be, this is it, man, keep your head low. If that's what it's going to be, screw it. We don't want anything to do with that. There was even some people in their religion would graft that whole passivity thing. Well, and we would never say no. Well, it was no. Well, with us. We're outnumbered. So what? Whatever. Then we're going out. We're going out this way. Then we're going out like this. We're not gonna start running. We're not gonna go run for the hills until they back us into a corner. Then they're gonna come and get us anyway. So,
right.
What are you gonna do? It was a beautiful way of life. We always really felt tomorrow could be better. Monday will be better. Next month, that's the way we lived.
All right.
You love to go off. All right, listen, anything else you want to drop on me? Because I got the dating subject. By the way, when you see the prevalence of the online dating, then you see we're in the Me Too world.
I know.
Could anything be tougher? We're going to talk to a kid. I think he's 24, 25.
Oh, good luck. Wish him luck.
Isn't that it? I mean, honestly, you tell him Godspeed and good luck, because I don't know how you're going to swim these alligators. It doesn't look like there's a way to even have sex anymore and enjoy it. There were no examples of healthy, reinforced the upside. Everything's a problem. Every reference to sex now is joyless and argumentative and doom. It's terrible. Romance and sex, I don't know what happened to it, but it's in short supply right now.
I wasn't Will Chamberlain, and I think he exaggerated those numbers by 2 or 3 zeros. But I digress. But I didn't make out bad in the late 70s. So when I was in the service and stuff, I didn't make out bad. That's all I'm saying. But
I hear you, because I will be honest with you, those were some interesting days.
Yes, they were.
You didn't have to be
and nights.
Yeah, absolutely.
And afternoons and
yes, sir.
Late afternoons and yes.
That's it.
But
that was one of my favorites.
Well, no, I never believed that number Will Chamberlain rolled off. That's ridiculous. Do you know how busy he would have had to have been to that? He could have never done anything else, and he would have had to have them lined up out. Forget it. He's crazy.
Well, the only thing you have to add to that, and I, like you, that was my initial impression with him. But what you find out is, and this was going on, I guess, a lot of that it can be 5 and 10 at a time, and then the number inflates, right? If 25 women have been through his room over the course of an evening. You know what I mean? He hasn't spent the evening with each one, but everybody is kind of, in the sandbox together. Everybody's playing in the pool. So that's where
Is that
I think.
right?
That's where I think, because I wasn't thinking that for Led Zeppelin either. Led Zeppelin is telling tales now. He's got a thing where, I guess he was. They played New Orleans, and I don't know how many girls they were with over the 3 or 4 days they were there. But he did a big thank you to some high number of women, and I don't know, it was 50 or 60 women who had slept with them in about 72 hours.
Mm.
Yeah, so I guess that's how the A-listers jack up that number. Because I don't know anybody in real life who would have had. How many is his number? What's Will Chamberlain supposed to be?
10,000?
Yeah, the 5 digits. It's 10,000. It's not 1,000. It's not 100. It's literally 10,000 or more. Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Hey,
That's my opinion. I don't.
Exactly.
Have it.
Exactly. Let him. If that's what is part of the legend of Will Chamberlain, so be it. I think there was a clamoring for that kind of stuff in the 90s. I don't think those numbers
He
are.
died because he was afraid of needles, like Andy Warhol. Will Chamberlain had an infected tooth and it went septic. He was afraid to go to the dentist, and that's what he died from.
Wow, he should have known my dentist, man, because I had a very hot dentist that would have hooked him up. Yeah, too bad on that. I did not know he went from a sepsis in the tooth canal. Wow, okay.
Andy Warhol had something similar, too. They were afraid of the needles, something that could have been cleared up, but...
Well, the thing with Warhol, thank you for turning me on to that. I'll look into it.
Okay.
I thought Warhol was a decline after the gunshot. That's what I thought.
All right.
As a kid, hearing and reading the Daily News, the thing that came to me is that he was never the same. I mean, they saved his life, really. I mean, he could have gone when he was shot. But, oh, man. Wow, look at that blast from the past. All right, my friend, I love that you have that guy's name. This is incredible. 28 years ago, a guy with your name used to give me grief every day on the show. You are a joy every time you call in. Always a pleasure hanging out with you, baby. Have a good weekend. Ed Tyll Show, edtyll.com, and that is Tom in Milford, Delaware, a great film fan and a great talk show caller. All right, great. Yeah, baby. Greenland. Trump wants to buy Greenland. Rob, conversations with Rob. I think he's joining us around 2 o'clock. I'll check. Look at that beautiful sky out there. No weather problems now. All right, it is the Ed Tyll Show live.
Grew up working class in a place they call the Bronx. Learned on the corner about the school of hard knocks. Found out his rap could be his salvation. Well, now he's talking all across the nation. It's the Ed Tyll Show. It's the Ed Tyll Show.
I'm actually hosting the show today in shorts. What, shorts?
It's Ed Tyll.
I haven't worn shorts since 2009.
Now that you tuned him in, you know what I mean. People call him up, discussing every scene. Love him or hate him, he's gonna have his say. He's gonna speak his mind each and every day. It's the Ed Tyll Show. It's the Ed Tyll Show. Come on, everybody. It's Ed Tyll.
And by the way, I'm sure you're hearing when you listen to the show on our replays, it is brought to you by United Luck.
Come on, everybody, Ed Tyll, Ed Tyll. Come on, everybody, Ed Tyll.
Yeah, I don't have any problem at all. If he wants to buy Greenland from Denmark, what do people care about that for? Or he's not allowed to buy that? If it's for sale, why can't he buy it? I mean, it's a brilliant real estate move. When all the ice is gone, there's going to be a lot of, there is. There's going to be a lot of cul-de-sacs in there.
I want to tell you about the coolest cat I know. Yeah. They call him EdTyll. You guys ready for some polysyllabic pontification? Come on, every body to the EdTyll. Yeah, the EdTyll show. Oh yeah. You may not like what he has to say, that EdTyll. Oh no. But he's gonna say it to you anyway. He's got the sharpest tongue in this whole damn town. EdTyll, he's the baddest cat around. Meow. If you catch my drift. Are we copacetic here? Come on, everybody to the show. To the show. The EdTyll show. EdTyll's got all the news and storylines, talking about all the main events. He's just a voice in the wilderness that don't make no sense. Yeah, so come on, everybody, to the EdTyll way of thinking. Cause he never searches for middle ground. My man Ed don't sit on no fence. He's sorting facts with a razor's edge. And that, my friend, can be mightily intense. He's more than just a voice on the radio, sending out the truth to those who don't know. Man, if you can't see the world out there, you better watch out. EdTyll strip you bare. Come on, everybody to the show. To the show. To the EdTyll show. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Come on everybody, EdTyll, EdTyll. Come on everybody, EdTyll. Come on everybody, EdTyll, EdTyll. Come on everybody, EdTyll. Come on everybody, EdTyll, EdTyll. Come on everybody, EdTyll. You may not like what he has to say, but he's gonna say it to you anyway. He's the baddest cat around. Got the sharpest tongue in this whole damn town. He's EdTyll, EdTyll. All the news and storylines to all the main events. EdTyll's just a voice in the wilderness that just don't make no sense. He's EdTyll. Come on everybody, EdTyll, EdTyll. Come on everybody, EdTyll.
And you are listening to the EdTyll Show. We are live with you Monday through Friday. I love this. Noon until 3. Isn't this great? Are you enjoying our... Yeah, I love this new format, kind of. Which is no format at all. Yeah. Better watch out. Well, all I can say is he's a big hit all over the world. Also, let me give props. A couple of people, good friends of ours. Bob Bell is tearing it up globally. I cannot wait till he's back here in the United States. We'll have him on. And next year, I can't wait to announce. We got 2 comedy gigs coming up this summer, but they're for private organizations. They are not for the public. So they'll still be worth talking about. They're always a lot of fun. We meet great people. But I want you guys to be able to experience the EdTyll and Bob Bell comedy night. We are 3 crazy, insane hours when you get us going. Sometimes we will do 2, but like on a Friday, like a night like tonight, a summer Friday, kicking back in the recreation season, we could do like 3.5 on a night like tonight. So anyway, I am going to get you dates. We're giving away tickets on the air. That's going to be fun. So you guys are going to get some good seats and get to the VIP area with us, and you get the snacks and all of that. So very excited. We got that coming up in early 2020 when they're kicking up all of the what do you call that stuff? The election, not the primaries, but yeah, the winnowing down of the field. We're going to be in the middle of all of that. It's going to be a hoot. The machinery of American politics is hilarious when you get two crazy guys like me and Bell talking about it. So we're going to have fun there. And I haven't concluded how this is going to work. So all I'll tell you is if you have booked the cruise to go cruising with me several months ago, I will be on that cruise. I am trying to do it through channels and corporate, I don't want to step on anybody's toes because it is a different company now. However, it's all about you and me being with you on that cruise. So as we put that back together, be listening here. I am going to give away a free cabin on the cruise. Yeah, just listening here, you could win a week-long cruise with Carnival Cruise. I'm going to tell you more about it when it gets closer, but stand by for that. It's going to be big, and I couldn't be more excited about this. And it came from the listeners who originally signed up to go on the cruise with that station and me together. Then when the station and I weren't together, they were like, "What?" And we're like, "Don't worry, we're cruising with you." But we also still love our former station and the people there. And we want to show them respect and props. So we will do it the right way. But it is going to be wild when we give away the cruise. The other station was getting you a discount on your cabin, which is terrific, and I love them for that. But I used to say, can't we just give away like one cabin? And it was an unsuccessful request on my part. I tried. And look, it's tough in the world of corporate radio. It is very difficult to get a free cabin for the audience, $800. That's a lot for a giveaway. Over here, we're in that phase where we're willing to do things that are a little bit crazy and wild because other people don't do them, and that's our brand. Our brand is we want to give you more than any other station, a bigger experience, a bigger smile, louder laughter. Shut up. All right. Excited about that, aren't you? So keep your ears peeled on that. Another big one. These are big, big headlines in the world of the Ed Tyll Show for all of us. You say, well, it's not like buying Greenland, is it? No, it's not. I hope he buys it. They have asked us for years, when are we getting the Ed Tyll hoodie? Ed wears hoodies all the time, and I do have a couple of Ed Tyll Show hoodies. These were experiments done by garment manufacturers a couple of years ago. We have now found the right guy who is going to do the Ed Tyll baseball cap, the Ed Tyll mug, the Ed Tyll. This is me. It's going to be controversial. I like a long sleeve T-shirt. Is this going to cause a problem if we sell the Ed Tyll T-shirt as a long sleeve only? Are we going to get pushed back? I don't want to buy. You could cut it, right? You could get the long sleeve and cut the sleeves off. I would be okay with that. I would not be. You could make it a sleeveless if you'd like. Either way, it's what we're selling. The Ed Tyll hoodie is amazing. Now, I'm wearing an unlogoed version right now, but this is a thick, luxurious, and durable. If you're going to have a hoodie, you got to have a hoodie you can wear every day. You don't want a hoodie that you wear 3 days in a row and it's starting to look like hell. That's not a good hoodie. You can go to one of these discount stores out the back of the building, get an irregular hoodie, and it will be less money. But when you wear it, you won't feel right and you won't look right. I think we found the hoodie. We have found the hoodie. Now, there's nothing magical about it. There's no doodads. It does not charge your phone. Should it? Should we make all EdTyll garments and merchandise? No way. I would not allow that. That would violate my standards as a garment manufacturer, and I haven't even manufactured anything yet, much less a garment. So I'm loving the hoodies. They look great. I got one on. Wait till they put the logo on it. It's going to be great. They are going to come in white to go along with the logo. They are going to come in black because our logo reverses, and you'll see that. If you're a color person or a Photoshop person, you know what I mean. What else? Okay, so, merchandise. Oh, could you possibly mention this? We're slaving the other night over the computer. I don't know, 150, 160 photographs. The history of the EdTyll show in photographs is now available at edtyll.com. Go there now. This answers every question. Where have you been? What have you done? Did you do a naked broadcast? Did you save the nude beach? Did you go to L.A.? Did you insult the congressman? Did you get fired? Did you get suspended? Did somebody yell at you? Did you yell back at the... It's all there. 1984 was my first participation in a presidential election. There's a photograph of me. I look about 12. I'm not. I'm actually 28 adult years old at the time. But it does look like I still have acne. So I have on the phone Walter Mondale. I have on the phone Jesse Jackson. I have on the phone the presidential candidates for 1984. And it was a big success on the air. The local newspaper came in to watch me do it, to say, was this kid really going to get these adults to call him on the show? And there's a great article about exactly what happened. So if you're a young broadcaster and you see the young EdTyll, read the article. It's great. I yell at the John Glenn campaign. He has a quote in there of me yelling at a political consultant who is not putting John Glenn on the phone when he said he would. Imagine that. Imagine a campaign promising a guest to go live, and then the guest is not available. Yeah. All those great details are in there. So I love this because I haven't seen these pictures in forever. And one of them... This really started like last week. I threw it up right away. A listener had a photograph I did not have. Had a clipping, actually, from USA Today on the show 20-some-odd years ago. All right, so did we push all that? So I'm pushing, baby. I'm pushing. Look, I'm going to give away all my secrets now. I don't care. It's Friday. This is our highest. We have 2 days of the week when people listen the most. Do you know what days those are? Today is one of them. Used to be Thursday, not Thursday anymore. Eons ago, it was Thursday. What day, in addition to Friday? Monday. Isn't that crazy? Monday, I guess people come to us so they enjoy that we're upset on Monday. Makes their Monday easier because we're more upset than they are. There's the only thing that's good when you're upset is to see somebody else getting more upset than you. It's the only thing that helps me. I will start to relax if I see, after I'm very anxious, filled with anxiety, that someone else has now become filled with the anxiety. Then I can rest assured that we're good. When I'm the only one that's anxious, I feel that's not enough. I feel that's you got to get this thing done. We got to make progress. So. Yeah, you look at these photos and then all the questions. So where were you? It's right